Hey, what's up, guys? Vince Ryder here, and I don't know about you guys, but getting likes are well, pretty much getting likes. I'm gonna be ranting a bit on about Instagram. Follow my gram because I get zero, honestly, compared to other people itself. Like pretty much, I understand that certain social medias don't really adapt to the other medias that I use, but it's like I there's some there, there's certain things that I just don't get. I get like 150 likes from videos that I post on my Instagram of this, Instagram page of this channel, and it just doesn't really amount to, any followers. It doesn't really follow up to followers itself, and the same people that are following are not subscribing. And it's not, I know it shouldn't be that crazy, but it's kind of like it's really getting just like it's getting annoying to know that I have such a small following on Instagram to the point where one unfollows, and it's just like, why? Why would you followed for the content? The same person follow unfollows because, well, I guess I can, like, they don't know how busy. Like I don't know. It's just that I'm trying to like understand. I know that followers don't really mean a lot on Instagram. Getting followers on YouTube, that's I would choose that more than Instagram itself. But it's like I'm having this, battle with like how can I ever get like followers up in Instagram? How many Asian Demon Queen videos do I have to put in order to let them know like, hey, can you please follow? Like I don't know. Totally not desperate. Totally not. But I guess that's Instagram and it just doesn't add up. I literally even post a story time about this. But what's up, guys? It's me. And yeah, we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. I saw the documentary of Inspiration 4. I'm going to be talking about that. So there's basically a space talk in this one. Not in every Vince talk I have those, but a lot of Vince talks. Well, usually I have like me talking about animation. We're going to talk about like, new series on Webtoon and also stuff surrounding in gaming. And it's not going to be anything that big, nothing crazy, because I do have a batch of homework that I have to get through. My history teacher is really killing me with these homeworks. So that's goody, I guess, because I get busy. And I guess it's good to be busy. At least in my adult mind is telling me, discipline. But yeah, let's discuss. And also, I'm gonna pull a hey, I'm hiring short staff kind of situation here, because even though I make all these videos on my own and I go solo, I'm basically a lone wolf. Whenever I make these videos, all the work, all the editing, all the descriptions, even the thumbnails, oh my goodness, all on me. I'm the one doing it. Do I get paid? Nada. And the one thing that I kind of do with somebody in terms of my content is my podcast, which, me and my boy Stefan does. And pretty much my boy Stefan decides to quit. I don't know what it is. He got mad or something, and then he was like going at me about, hey, don't, no podcast, and also brought a bunch of other stuff. We're cool now, and I can't really forget about that situation, but still we're cool. But yeah, anyone interested in doing podcasts? I mean, this has basically been the dream of me doing like something with my community, not just creating a community, creating a fan base, but also like have this fan base like, hey, thank you guys for being a fan, but hey, do you want a job? You want a job? You want a job? It's kind of like you're at a restaurant or a cafe, you're serving up some good bakeries. It was like, hey, listen, sir, I know you like that donut. Well, how about you want to work with me, huh? You can get free donuts, huh, buddy? Huh? Like that kind of, exchange, I guess, that I really am hoping for when I'm making this. Like, please, does anybody want to do a podcast with me? Okay, come on. Like, it's just not that hard, free. I don't know. I don't know how to pay people, honestly. I make no money on YouTube. One day I will, but how do I pay? Like, I just, like, pretty much my whole, sense of, one day doing in YouTube is not only being big in YouTube, but make connections, make friends, make a community. And, hopefully this community would, not to say work for me, but also collab doing cool stuff. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Kind of like, when you're at a restaurant, like, listen, man, I know you're cooking goods for me and stuff like that in my business, and we got to pick up the pace because there's a big staff of customers out there. But hey, we're doing cool stuff, right? That kind of thing. Honestly, I really hope that's, somebody was out there. Look, pretty much, I know that there was like a thousands, but from seeing the podcast that I did with my boy Stefan, we don't get a lot of numbers, and also I tend to do most of the talking most of the time. Maybe he probably might change his mind at this point, but for a while he actually hasn't been really catching up in podcasts, and he also has been, left and right about, one day quitting. And I guess today is that day. Well, actually, today was that day a couple of days ago when we had this, whole talk about it. And I don't know. I'm just like, come on. Like, I'm trying to make him famous somehow. That's why I have the podcast. And also, I just like, having conversations with him. And my vision of a podcast is like, kind of funny podcast, one of my favorite gaming podcasts is pictured that way, or probably Joe Rogan. I don't know. Like, that's like the top biggest podcast, even though I don't really watch Joe Rogan much because there's just so many podcasts out there. And my inspiration of one day actually doing all these podcasts and have a daily one every week that I want to do, or every, month. Dishes are crashing. I don't know if you can hear it. Thanks, parents. Yeah, just dishes crashing. You hear that? And I really do actually just, if anyone's interested, pretty much Zoom call. And it's been an idea that I have in my mind for the longest time. Like, I pretty much talked and, dream of like, listen, this community is awesome. I'm going to see if I can actually collab, with anybody that is inspired to go in that route. But it's kind of like either, like, I don't know, I kind of just have to wait, like, pretty much if my, get more subs to actually see if any of my subs is interested of a podcast or doing one, because there is some good conversation with the comments that I have that that I'm speaking to in this channel, basically. And it's just something that I really, treasured. But also it's sad that, me and Stefan can't really do a podcast at all. I don't know how that's going to look like in, like, pretty much in a couple days when we do, like, or a couple months when we do, like, our year review, like, how is this year compared to last year or whatever, even though this year, in my opinion, is somewhat better. But yeah, that's all I just want to bring. And speaking of comments, there was this, like, one comment I got about, like, how pretty much, just a criticism and a healthy criticism saying that, hey, it would be cool if you had music adding to one of the videos. This is one of my, Act Like You Love Me reads. And also saying that, pretty much the narrator is female. So, I wish you had a female voice or something like that. And I'm like, well, first off, I'm a dude, so I don't know how to really switch up, the volumes between that one, actually changing my voice in a way or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I don't try much, but it's like, I know the obvious. Like, I'm a dude. I don't know how to really sound myself like a female. And it's going to be kind of weird if I try and really attempt, even though my mindset is mostly feminine itself. And pretty much, if you look at me from the outside in, a lot of times you'd be thinking I'm a dude that is, pretty much a dad of 3 kids and actually martial arts or does MMA in the weekends. No, I don't. But people like to make that assumption when they see my face. And the thing is that my voice, or pretty much, anyways, me in general is not really the main focus of my videos. The main focus is the content, the reads that I do, the reactions, okay? And just me in general, I do the reads. I just guide you. I'm like telling you, like, once upon a time, bada boom, there's the reads, boom. And this is what I've been meaning to really say about, like, collabing with, one of my subs and collabing with people of actually doing cool stuff and making reads, because, hey, at least one of, an actual female that can voice the characters that, I'm friends with, or that are, pretty much are fans of this channel, can actually, make that happen, making cool stuff, having a voice acting team, having department team, accountant team. Yeah, I'm just pretty much, already dream of, like, oh man, I'm going to be the next Rooster Teeth. Just wait, okay? Disneyland, watch out, okay? I'm going to make contents on contents on contents. But yeah, that's just something that it's still out there up in the air, and it's going to be in the air for a while, kind of like, speaking up in the air or up in space. Inspiration for, look, I'm trying my best with these like segues, so yeah, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I mean, the what I saw, and this is where I get to space talk and talking about, space itself, which is something that I'm interested in. Depending, like, I saw the documentary on Netflix, and it was amazing. I think I teared up hearing like one of the astronaut story, even though these are not astronauts. And believe it or not, Inspiration 4 for SpaceX of NASA is a mission that is basically surrounded by all civilians, just normal people that are not professional astronauts. They are actually going to, like, astronaut training for only 2 days, so somewhat of an astronaut, I guess half if you look at it. But they're, basically just normal people going to space. You got one millionaire or billionaire. I mean, he's a billionaire. Isaac Man, I think that's his name. The leader of the group is a billionaire. That dude got some bucks. He made a, business. High school dropout. My goodness, how come I'm not successful? You know what I mean? But it's like he was a billionaire, and then he decided to actually fund all this cash for space travel, and actually making a big impact, for especially with the collaboration with St. Jude's Hospital, sort of making a good cause, while actually making history of, going to space. And this whole mission was amazing. Still to this day, I'm still waiting for like Black Griffin, aka Gabriel Brown, to actually go there. Like, that dude has some like some kind of energy that I'm just like really picturing, like, man, you are very active somehow. I really like you. Just that's that kind of love, that's what I meant. But it's like, pretty much the possibilities are endless of seeing these, non-astronauts go to space. And just the roster of many people going to space, from what I see of the documentary, or because I only watched 2 episodes of it, it is just that, there is like this future that I kind of was looking at. I'm like, wow, we're here. We're almost here. Knowing that a lot of people are going to space, how space travel is very, more accessible compared to, like, in the 60s or the 70s, 80s. And they brought up the stories. They brought up some stories about, like, in the Netflix documentary, of how the failures were, especially the teacher that got blowed up in space as well. That was horrifying. That is scary. When you're up in space on a rocket, anything can happen. But for some reason, with this whole mission that they had, from the launch to the splashdown, it was successful. And they did it. Literally, I saw the whole thing 2 days ago when they were actually up in space. And now they were 2 days ago was basically the splashdown. So they made it back home safe. They were up in orbit, higher than the space station, the ISS, which is our only space station in Earth. So this is history. We're living in historical times. And hopefully I can make some historical times if, you people can come join me in the podcast, please, God. But yeah, that was amazing, inspirational, what Netflix shown there. I think I was, pretty much like, yeah, I'm gonna get back to Q Forest in a bit. Right now, this whole space stuff is calling me. And the future of it is just amazing. The message and the inspiration is just very inspiring. Other than that, let's get into, I guess, gaming, in a way, if anybody is interested. I mean, the whole space thing, we're done. I could have ended there. Like, hey, okay, guys, see you next time. Okay, space, yeah. Anyways, peace. But really, though, I want to talk about a little bit of gaming, because I've been on a huge Puya Puya craze. That's literally what the game is called. Okay, what are you saying, poo poo, Vince? No, I'm saying Puya Puya or Puya Puya, Puya Puya. Okay, I know my accent doesn't really do it justice, but it's like it's a puzzle game. It's like Tetris, but cutesy, but also harder than Tetris because of how fast paced it is. It's a very competitively puzzled game. And pretty much I really dig puzzle games, depending on how, if they have a challenge mechanic, not that, crush candy stuff. Now, get that out of here. We're talking about Puya Puya, the harder, full on Dragon Quest Tetris level puzzle that I basically asked for, or something like that I want. And it was a pretty cool game. I've been playing it big time. I've been hugely addicted to it. And also, I'm playing another game, Strange World. So that's a game that I've been actually playing big time. It's actually the game that you're watching right now on this VinzTalk. If you're seeing it, I can't see it. I'm playing it. usually every day, but I can't see it. So you're seeing it. That's the game I'm playing. And also, I heard that Deltarune 2 is coming out. I haven't catched up on like Undertale. Well, actually, I did. I seen the whole Undertale thing. I even know the ending. Not that I'm spoiled, at all. I don't think I am. Really hope I'm not. But it's oh, I did actually check a bit of Deltarune. I kind of have to get back to that, but I never thought that that would come back. Deltarune 2. I am familiar of how Undertale, how emotional it is, how the music, and especially in Deltarune, the music was amazing. I think I remember seeing a kazoo cover of Deltarune. Banger. Banger. Let me tell you. And yeah, it's just a new game coming out itself, but it's like I'm curious of the story because it has some good stories. Toby Fox tend to make some good games with some good stories. That's the developer. And another news of in gaming related, or at least sneaker related, Puma sneakers. J Cole, the suedes, Puma suedes, the clothing itself, Usain Bolt. Yeah, Puma collaborated with Animal Crossing. And I know they're doing bunch of collaborations with Nintendo, but this one seems kind of cool. It seems like, I can get behind this. I can get behind this. This looks nice. This looks like, the shirts, you got the suedes and all Puma shoes, all with the collaboration and color scheme of Animal Crossing. So it's kind of weird, but it's also like, this is cool. I mean, pretty much there was like a Nike SB collaboration, Nike with Gundam. And my goodness, that looks sick. Even though that's not literally gaming. I mean, it could be gaming. I know there's Gundam games. I'm not familiar with the franchise. But oh my gosh, so that looking nice. I wish I can show you the picture because it looks sick. But yeah, that's all in gaming. And also animation wise stuff, surrounding animation, I guess you would call it. I don't know. I tend to call it Tooncast, but animation, different segments depending on my notes that I'm reading here. That's what I'm going behind with. New series on Webtoon. There was so much that I couldn't really put all. I usually don't put 4 on a Friday, but I had to. High Class Homos. That's literally what it's called. Was a banger. I keep reading that, and I'm just like, yo, I can't wait to read this again next weekend, because usually every weekend I post videos. The anti-stalker thing, I just want to really comment on this. For some reason, it's getting shorter. It's something I notice with the anti-stalkers thing. One of the reads, the let's reads I do, or the reactions that I do for anti-stalker, basically is getting shorter and shorter, and I don't know why though. Like, it's something that I just noticed. And also I did a ladybug review. That's another thing I did. So pretty much you can check that video. It wasn't perfect. I can tell you that. I wish it was. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it for this one. Like, I still doing the whole, like, posting small highlights on Instagram. I really am trying to figure out, like, experimenting, like, anything else other than Mage and Demon Queen, and also Boyfriends, and one of my bigger webtoons that I read. Like, experimenting with smaller ones to actually get behind the boat of actually, getting the chain of likes. But I wish those likes turned into followers. Like, that would mean a lot. My other Instagram that I have, which is, a dancing channel, I haven't posted any videos in that one. And for some reason, I get so many, like, followers off of that with nobody liking the video. So it's kind of like this switcher thing. My outside Instagram account tends to get more followers without any posts. And this channel Instagram getting a lot of, like, likes and, posts, but also no followers. So it's kind of like this yin and yang kind of situation that I'm starting to see. It is what it is. But anyways, gotta get back to class, gotta get back to work and all that stuff. If anyone's interested doing podcasting or something, collaboration, DM me on my Instagram or comment, or just, on maybe on, like, Twitter. That's also where I tend to be, not really active, but I do check out some stuff. But usually I don't get any messages over there. So yeah, and pretty much I might set up like a Zoom, call or something like that. If anyone's like, that's something that I, hopefully that would happen. Can't believe I'm asking my fans. Usually I would ask, like, a friend or something that I know in real life. But this time, yo, I gotta go. I have to be the one to make the lead. And sometimes when you're trying to actually make a successful, like, either a channel or a company, or some kind of entrepreneurship or something like that, you have to be the leader. And that's what I kind of am really thinking when going into this, and something that I usually never do, especially dreaming one day of actually interviewing webtoon creators and artists and stuff like that. It's something that of a future of mine that I really am really thinking of doing in the future. And pretty much, this is just like one of those things, even though I do most of the content on my own and it's already doing good, pretty much on my own, of all this content that I put out there, I still want to actually, extend to bigger and cooler things. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, see you next weekend for more vids. Peace.